If you've seen our latest videos, you know we're die-hard Succession fans. We couldn't be happier when HBO announced that everyone's favorite dysfunctional, filthy rich family would be back for a third season, kicking off on October 17th. The second one ended on a high note, with Kendall Roy ditching his father's plan and publicly denouncing him as a monster. The finale left us all gasping for air, except for the unshakable Logan Roy himself, who was maybe even satisfied that his son pulled a fast one on him. Clearly this time around, his plan wasn't better. From the trailer that's already been released, it's pretty safe to say that Season 3 will revolve around Kendall and Logan's fight to the death for control over the media conglomerate Waystar Royco. If you think about it though, every season could be considered another step in a tug-of-war between two generations of the Roys. That hasn't stopped the show from delving deep into the inner lives of every character, even the ones who didn't seem as important. In fact, what really brings these episodes to life is the plethora of amazing secondary figures, some of which could be even considered comic relief. And when it comes to comedy, you must look no further than Shiv Roy's pushover husband, Mr. Tom Wambsgans. Although he's already hilarious as a social climbing, spineless butt kisser to his wife and her family, English actor Matthew MacFadyen's performance truly gets a chance to shine when paired with another, even clumsier outsider, cousin Greg Hirsch. As we wait to find out whether they'll have to continue their toxic bromance in jail, let's take a minute to discover just how the Primetime Emmy nominee got to become one of TV's funniest and most popular stars right now. Keep watching to find out 6 things you probably didn't know about Matthew MacFadyen. While you're getting ready for the Succession wrap-up by watching this video, make sure you click on that like button and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon too. If you do so, you'll get a notification every time a new video is available. We've got plenty more Succession content on the way, and we know you don't want to miss it. Number 6. He has lived all over the world and annoyed Anthony Hopkins. It was pretty surprising to find out that MacFadyen's flawless American accent on Succession is actually fake. The actor was born in Great Yarmouth on the east coast of England. However, since his father worked in the oil industry, little Matthew moved all over the country and abroad. Within the United Kingdom, Matthew has lived in London and in the Scottish cities of Aberdeen and Dundee. In case you don't remember, the last town is actually the one where Logan Roy himself grew up, so Matthew must have felt right at home when he listened to Kendall's rap. From the age of 9 until he turned 16, MacFadyen lived in Indonesia, and only then did he move back to the UK. Only 1 year later, he began training as an actor at the prestigious Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts in London. Although he had very high aspirations as an actor, he has admitted that he was very shy, so much in fact that his defense mechanism was to act aloof. One time, as a first-year student, he got a chance to serve a drink to Sir Anthony Hopkins. The experience was so nerve-wracking for him that he forgot to say anything to the legendary actor, who considered him rude. We guess living awkward moments like that really prepared him for Tom's cringiness. Number 5. He feels embarrassed as Tom has a trick to avoid laughing. Speaking of cringe, MacFadyen himself has confessed that many of Succession's funniest scenes have been very hard for him to perform due to their highly embarrassing nature. We can't blame him. Anyone who's seen the show knows just how ridiculous Tom Wambsgans can be. In an interview, he recounted that the part where he does a C-3PO impression in front of Kendall had him sweating and very uncomfortable. Of course, the ridiculousness factor adds a different sort of difficulty. Matthew often can't keep himself from laughing, especially when he's around Nick Braun, who plays cousin Greg. Some of Matthew's most challenging scenes are Tom's infamous swallowed my own load confession in Prague and the moment when he calls Shiv a honey badger. Luckily, Matthew has found a successful strategy to keep himself from laughing in the middle of a scene. He usually meets with Nicholas Braun the night before shooting. They go over their scenes together and they laugh their butts off before they actually have to film them. It seems like Tom and Greg's bromance has some truth to it. Number 4. He's voiced vodka, Harrods, and cough syrup TV commercials. Although MacFadyen is a successful film and TV actor in the UK, Believe it or not, many Brits recognize him for his voice first. Over the course of his career, Matthew has done voice acting in advertisements for a laundry list of companies. Some of the brands he has worked with include Haagen-Dazs ice cream, Smirnoff vodka, department store Harrods, Benylin cough syrup, and the well-known brand Marks & Spencer. Of course, he uses his native and very distinguished British accent for those advertisements, although we kinda hope he starts using his Tom voice from now on. It would be hilarious to hear Mr. Wambsgans trying to sell you vodka and cough syrup. Needless to say, we would buy all of it right away. Number 3. He didn't think he was sexy enough to play Mr. Darcy. If you've seen MacFadyen before he was Tom in Succession, you probably saw him playing Mr. Darcy opposite Keira Knightley in the 2005 film adaptation of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Although Matthew definitely had the acting experience and the British know-how to portray such a posh character, he was less than confident regarding his looks. He even admits that his insecurities bled into the character, making for an extremely shy Mr. Darcy. That was not the only problem he faced with Pride and Prejudice. After the movie came out, everyone sent him scripts, but they were all for dowdy rom-coms where he would play a generic romantic type, in line with the role that made him famous. Thinking he would be okay, he refused to perform in them, and hit a scary rough patch until 2013. Thankfully, the phone started ringing again, and he finally got a much more interesting part for Succession. Of course, Tom and Shiv wouldn't really fit in a Jane Austen novel, but they're much more interesting and funnier if you ask us. Number 2. He's a very good cook and has a hypoallergenic dog. Like Tom, MacFadyen is married in real life, although thankfully his marriage is nowhere near as fraught as the one between Tom and Shiv. He met his wife, English actress and producer Keely Hawes, when they were both filming BBC drama Spooks. It was love at first sight, and they wedded in November 2004. They have 3 children together, Miles, Maggie, and Ralph. By all accounts, Matthew seems to live a very happy life with Hawes, their children, and their dog Nana. Fun fact, both Hawes and MacFadyen are allergic to dogs and cats, so they had to pick a hypoallergenic breed to make the perfect family picture. One of Matthew's main hobbies at home is cooking. Keely has said that he is the ruler of the kitchen, and he seems to be pretty good at it. Of course, that's something he shares with his character on Succession. You can't make a Tomlet without breaking some Gregs. Number 1. He nearly choked during Succession's Season 2 finale. Since we're talking about receipts, you might be interested to know that Matthew had a bit of a food-related accident when he was shooting the second season finale. You probably remember the scene. After complaining to Shiv about their failed marriage, Tom decides to defy Logan by eating a piece of chicken from his plate. It's both astounding and hilarious to see MacFadyen finally confront his father-in-law by doing something so petty and stupid. But in fact, it nearly ended in tragedy. The scene was so amusing that even Brian Cox, aka Logan, had trouble holding his laughter. As we have mentioned, MacFadyen has a bit of trouble containing his own as well, so he must have been really distracted when he took a piece of the chicken. It turns out he grabbed a big bit of the breast and almost choked on it. It would have been so in character for Tom to choke to death on his father-in-law's food, but we're glad Matthew's okay. If anything, that means we'll have plenty more historical Tom scenes in the 3rd season of the show. Well, that's our video about Mr. Wambsgans, aka Mr. Darcy, aka the amazingly talented Matthew MacFadyen. Do you know anything that we missed? Then go ahead and drop some knowledge in the comments section below. Also, if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to click on the like button and subscribe to our channel to show your support. While you're at it, remember to hit the bell icon as well, and you'll get an instant notification every time there's a new video available. It's our pleasure and passion to bring you the latest facts and news about your favorite TV, film, and music stars, so you'll be glad you did. Thanks for watching, and see you soon!